Thank you so much, Edouard, for your invitation. Hello, everyone. Salam alaikum. Bonjour à tous. I'm a French pharmacist, and according to me, the pleasure of food, the pleasure of cuisine, is part of the care of people. But it may be used in a good way, because during my studies, I discovered that there was food and drugs interaction. So I invited you to travel through the times, and we go back to the 60s. In the 60s, a professor called a side effect, the cheese effect, because for people who were taking antidepressant treatments, the cheese would produce high pressure blood attacks. And it was not due to the drug, but because of the food, of the cheese. Thank you. Okay. Well. And for these, the people who were treated by the non-selective antidepressant, there was an effect on the gut, and with the matured cheese, there was a component who passed in the blood and provoked high blood pressure attack. It was not due to the drug, but because of the food and the drug. I have a lot of examples like this. For example, dairy products will interact with cyclins that are used as antibiotics and antidepressant, thyroid substitute, and iron supplementation. Green vegetables will be given to people to have a preventive nutrition, but for people who take anti-vitamin K, it will be very difficult to dose because it may cause thrombosis or hemorrhages. And for people who take anti-Parkinson treatment, protein may be taken away from the treatment because it will lessen the efficiency of the treatment. So, for people who will get a disease and will have to take drugs, there is a third problem. How may I be accompanied to feed me in the right way? And there's a lack everywhere, because if you don't have the support because of the side effects, people will have there will be a discontinuation of the treatments. If people get a wrong information, they will abandon a food group. And for people who have no information and continue, they will have interaction and major side effects. In France, we have about 55,000 drugs. There are about 50 food and drug interaction and about 100 possibly dietary adaptation. Pharmacists have no or a few knowledge on nutrition, and nutritionists have no knowledge on pharmacology. So there is a gray zone. And what is the solution? With my team, we have developed a database that that will list all the interaction and all the impacts on food. And we have developed nutritional recommendation tools. For example, I've talked about pleasure. We have a mobile application for patients, and I didn't want it to be a mobile health application. I want it to be a companion, a daily companion. And so the pleasure was for me the key for patients. So I made partnerships with chefs, and we have listed 900 recipes, and we have produced 100 videos that for people who will have ideas to cook in their daily kitchen. To the people, I want it to be very, very simple, very easy to use. So you scan your drugs, and then you have recommendation, and you have score-based suggestions of recipes. You have pleasure, and there is intelligence to make the recommendation, not artificial intelligence, but human intelligence. Our innovation is another mindset, because actually it's a vertical approach by pathology, by disease. And we have thought about what people take, like pills or drugs, because for one disease you can have 4 or 5 different treatments. So we decided to see what is the treatment, and then we can manage multi-disease approach. Our commitment is to provide helpful tool, relevant information. Our approach is evidence-based medicine. Actually, we have developed an app for home. So for people who are able to cook, they can live as usual. But for people who are in hospital and for elder people, we have made a software where we can get all the drugs for each patient and check that the menus are adapted to each patient. So we are in pharmacies, we are in hospitals, but where people eat, they eat at home, but they eat in a restaurant. So our next project is for people who want to book a table. If they have our app, then the restaurant could be warned about which food to avoid. But if you come to a restaurant, if you can scan the menu, we can then send warnings on allergies and meals to avoid, to lower risk of interaction. Well, my dream is every day, every people who come in restaurants, they want a table, and the chef or the waiter will say, "You have a disease? You want a table? It's okay, because it's okay is the name of our app." Thank you very much. If you want any further information, I will be there. Thank you so much.